right, Oval fans. Now, this is one of my pet peeves from the episode The Fishbowl. And if you saw my episode review or listened to it, then you know I was not the biggest fan of it due to the fact that we're only 9 episodes into this series and there are some major inconsistencies that make no sense. I might do a video going over like maybe the top 5 things in the Oval that have no, the top 5 things that the Oval has already contradicted within its own continuity. That sounds like a good video, to be honest. But in this video, I'm talking about Richard getting his job back. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to do so in the comment section, because I remember my episode review bringing this up about Richard being fired. Yet in this episode, The Fishbowl, Gail is still being a brat and threatening to have Richard fired for, sassing her and not doing what she wants him to do, that kind of stuff. But he pretty much scoffs and laughs, saying that, little girl, you've already got me fired. So my question in the episode review was, I remember the episode he got fired and everything. It was at breakfast when he was bringing in like the coffee and tea and whatnot. And was Gail at the breakfast table? I know she got there late because Jason, Hunter, and Victoria were there. Gail was late, but then she eventually came down. But I could not remember whether or not Gail was present when Richard was fired right there at breakfast. But it was brought up to me that yes, she was. I went back and rewatched the scene. Yes, Gail was there. Why the hell did Gail threaten Richard with that empty, threat about having him fired? I will give the episode the benefit of the doubt. I believe this is the same day, obviously at night, when the firing happened in the morning. I could be wrong though, because I do believe that, he got fired, then he was at home. Nancy was curious why Richard was there just cutting the grass and whatnot. It didn't seem like him to just take a random day off, especially when the first family had just moved into the White House. So Nancy knew something was up, but obviously they didn't tell her because of the whole allegation thing and how Barry and Richard had to keep everything under wraps. So for the sake of simplicity, because I don't feel like looking it up, I'm going to say it's the same day, whatever. So I guess I'm going to give the episode a benefit of the doubt. Maybe Gail suspected that, my mom told my dad to hire him back immediately because she knew I was lying. So Richard got his job back. So I'm going to threaten him to lose his job again. This is me trying to give some leeway to the episode, but I still don't buy it. I think it's horse crap. But knocked over my mic. I must be speaking blasphemy. Whoops, my bad. But in any case, when it comes down to it, I think that Richard should have been rehired. Hell, in the last episode, didn't Victoria mention the butler? And it's like, we don't have one, he's fired. And I'm like, well, Victoria, who seems to be completely on top of things when it comes to keeping Richard in line Hunter in line about his whores and whatnot, which he tends to go visit and beat up. If she can actually stay on top of Hunter and know when Denise is coming, why wouldn't she be on top of something as important as this man has been serving here for multiple terms and he's fired over my daughter's bullshit? So you get on the phone, make the call, and get him back right now. I don't see why this is a plot point that's being dragged out when it obviously shouldn't be. That's my biggest gripe with Richard not having his job back already. Because is he going to be like, it almost reminds me of the haves and the have-nots. Like Hannah is working for the Criers, then she quits, usually for good reason, but at the same time, it's like, okay, woman, you have no job, you have no money. It's like you quit your job like almost every season, and then you have no money, yet you don't want to take handouts. Well, if you even want to call them handouts, because of the fact that Catherine's like, you're justified to receive this house or this money because you were there for me when no one else was, when I was having cancer, when I had breast cancer, and you're a good friend and this and that, and yet you don't want to take it. So I feel like with Richard, being the butler, he was obviously let go due to circumstances he couldn't control, even though he was the one that let Barry go to the room with Gail in the first place. And now it's like, so is he going to be like a Hannah, just sitting around, looking for Barry looking for Callie, his grandchild, like Hannah was looking for Quincy Jr., her grandson. So I don't know when Richard's going to be rehired. I think this should definitely be done because Think about it this way. Him being out of work does what? Obviously put his family in financial straits. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Nancy is a housewife. Sharon is living there working at the pharmacy, so she helps out with the bills. What the hell does Barry do? I mean, he's been wearing like the same outfit since episode 1. I don't know. I mean, Richard, no job. Yeah, he's in trouble. They need to hire this dude back. So maybe he'll get hired by the mid-season finale or something, or maybe the season finale. But I see no reason for him not to be hired back by now. Because once again, I don't know how not politics in general, but I don't know how the White House works. Obviously, it's a serious situation, but if someone was fired under false pretenses or an error in judgment, you would think someone that tenured as Richard would be given back his job right away. It's funny how Victoria can demand a taser or a gun or, a squadron, if you will, to go shopping in an instant. But when getting someone back their job, when your daughter is the one that created this bullshit excuse for him getting fired, I would think that would have more priority. But that's just me. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Richard should be rehired? Do you think he should have received his job back? But like I said, these events I believe are still going on within the same span of not even 24 hours. So maybe by episode 15 he'll have his job back. I don't know, but either way he should get rehired right away, because Priscilla and Sam are still trying to do what they can do to create a buzz to bring Richard back, without them knowing that Victoria already told Hunter to get him his job back. But Hunter's too busy sitting around in the Oval watching porn and calling Denise, when all it would take is him telling Donald to get Richard the job back. I mean, hell, he lets Donald do everything else. Why not just say, you know what, the butler, bring him back. We were wrong. That's it. And did Barry ever get his phone? You talking about getting Gail's phone from the guys that assaulted her? Yeah, Kyle's on the job for that, but Barry still ain't get his damn phone back. Let me stop. I'm done. Let me know your thoughts on Richard getting his job back. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and check me out on social media. Links are in the description below, and I'll talk to you all soon.